Hi, welcome back to Grandma Grows Weed. Anyways, and welcome to all the cartel who are thinking grandmas are growing weed in Canada. Oh my God, the market's going to just flatten out. Anyways, but we're having fun doing it, and I started some other seedlings too, and we'll talk about those just as a periphery because this is all new for me. I always bought plants, but when it comes to weed, you got to buy your own seeds. You got to start it. I know some people are starting it from seeds from, plucked out from the weed they bought. Whatever. I'm starting with like primo seeds, beautiful seeds. And so the last time when we were talking part 2, I had started the sprouting process, but I actually let them grow too long and leggy so that when we transplanted into the little seed trays, it was like, so I did Google and I did rescue them. So those 4 plants that I had started in sprouting, here they are, these beauties. I planted them deep so that only a partial bit showed above the dirt, and that's okay. It's not like the stem's going to rot or anything. For some reason, it just suddenly decides, okay, that's fine. So most of the stem is below the ground. So, and they're recovering just beautifully. As you can see, they've got some nice fresh leaves going. It would be nice if temperatures were higher. And that's one thing I've learned is that we are really cold in this climate. And, there are like heat pads and stuff. And I think maybe next year I might splurge for a heat pad and just, get a better temperature. But they do like things seriously above 70 degrees for germination and sprouting and growing. So I actually had to turn the heat on in my apartment the last couple of days. So something to learn, but I got the handy dandy little thermometer and I have been watching them like a hawk each day. So anyway, so today I had actually, because I'd done these and I thought I'd ruin them, I started 2 more, germinating 2 more. And this one is, I believe it's the blueberry one. And this is the OG Kush one. And so just in case they didn't come back, because 2 of them were really long and spindly, and that was those 2, I decided I'd start again. And now we're going to go to the next stage where I'm going to actually plant these 2 into little peat pots. Handy dandy. They're very nice because they keep very safe, and they absorb water really well, these peat pots. So anyways, I splurged, bought some peat pots, but I suppose you could plant in just about anything if you have old pots and that. Again, this is all new for me. So what we have is the 2 plants we're going to plant, just like I did these, and bought some really nice soil, which is the same soil in here. I'll just continue to use it until they get big enough to go into like the big pots, and then I start using my special soil from Destiny. Anyway, so now, tricky little thing is getting them out of there in here. But I did want to tell a story. I went shopping today, and this is COVID-19. This is our viral kind of space these days. I went shopping and had to do a bunch of lineups today. And I was thinking, it's so much like what my mom said it was like in the 30s when you had to go line up for foods that, there wasn't like a lot of stuff all the time. And I suppose maybe in Russia, Soviet Union, when, communism was at its like highs or lows, depending on how you felt about it, lineups for stuff. But it was kind of zen, I just kind of like there. I got a new buggy, so I'm not holding all my groceries while I'm waiting. I waited half an hour to get into a store. And it was like just zoned out, and I thought, okay, I'm going to spend a lot of time in lineups to get food. And that's okay, I did some thinking. I downloaded a book onto my phone and read that while I was standing there, shuffling along. I'm wondering what the rich do. They probably send out people to do the shopping and stand in the lineups, but I suppose you can also order from home. But I still really like to look at food. Anyways, off topic. Anyways, that's me. I'm usually off topic. So now, right now I'm going to do the 2 little pot plants. I will also do these are like, the other ones here are tomatoes, and I think I have a squash plant coming up, which is like really exciting. But the most important is weed, right? So I'm just going to fill these a little bit with some soil in the bottom, just to get it started. And once I pop those out, I'll probably keep as much of the dirt that's clinging around the root I did see some videos where people are kind of like shaking off the dirt, go for new stuff, and I'm going, woo-hoo. I don't know. They're so delicate at this stage. You know, I was always just planting seeds in the ground. Some of them came up, some of them didn't, but this is a way of actually kind of nurturing them along in a safe kind of way. And I put a little bit of water in that bottom because it's pretty dried out in that bag now. Just a little bit. Don't want it to turn into a mud pie in there. No. Okay, so as I recall, this is Mr. Blueberry. So actually, this is actually pretty easy to get these guys out. They just pop right up. Of course, the whole thing wants to fall apart, like one of those desserts where you're holding it and then it just collapses. Okay, so let's put Mr. Blueberry in here. And I'm kind of hoping that it's good on the blueberry prediction. Come on, I want to get these as deep as possible because these are pretty long too. I may have gone too long in letting them be in the seed thingies. I'm going to have to put my glasses on just for a moment so I can see what I'm doing because, you know, I am a grandma and eyesight's becoming like weird. Weird. Okay, and I'm going to fill them up as much as possible. Just fill them up. And you can just rotate the pot around. You can throw it in like it's, you know, it's getting your hands dirty time. Oh, that's it. My poor hands are drying out from all the hand washing and the hand cleansers. It's just getting to be a bit much. But yeah, once you put water in, it's going to settle down. So I might as well just go crazy. Go crazy. Dirt is good. Dirt is good. Okay. So this is Mr. Blueberry. I got to somehow remember that. So Mr. Blueberry. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of water on him. Just a little. Okay, just for a moment there. Now you sit aside, Mr. Blueberry. Now we're going to get in our second one. OG Kush. Yeah, I had to learn about what OG meant. And if you don't know what OG is, oh, you're older than me. Okay, oh, look at this. This is Mr. OG Kush. He's coming out nicely, isn't that? Kind of like totally. So I'm going to try and seed him even deeper. Somehow yeah, they'll be fine. But they are looking good. Now, I'm only supposed to do 4 plants, but what I'm doing is, I've got 6 plants, and when it gets to the point where I'm going to plant in the big pots, I'm going to take the 4 best ones, because, you know, that's the sort of selection process that we go through. And I think, tough as it will be, or I could find a family member or a friend who might want to start something and doesn't want to go through this huge process and expense of buying all this crap. Whoop. Yep. But anyways, so it's always good to start more seeds than you're actually going to raise. Kind of like children, eh? Anyways, so this got many eggs in this basket. So in the end, we'll see who ends up being our strongest. I'm already thinking this is probably not going to go far. I don't know why. It was a sprout that actually I buried under the ground, in below the dirt in here, and I thought it would do better than that. But it's taking very long time to catch up. So I don't know. I apologize deeply to it, but it could still become my best plant. So, you know, yeah, you cannot say no until it's over. Okay. Okay. So those, there, and put a little bit of water. And this is the fun part, to watch plants at this stage each day. These guys have been, and this one actually has like, you know, tiny little lower leaves growing, which is like really a big deal for me, because it took a long time for them to go beyond the first set of leaves that appeared. So I'm hopeful, because we should actually plant them outdoors in probably about 6 to 8 weeks, I think, because that's in Ontario. Here we are, it's usually the May 24th weekend where we celebrate the Queen's birthday, lovely Queen, and that's usually considered a safe time to go planting outdoors. But before that, we will be doing some other things with them, hardening off. That part I have done before and I do know about. But this whole process, starting from seeds, what a winner. means being really organized. And especially right now, I'm finding all the garden centers are pretty much locked down. I haven't been able to find anything local that's open. So starting from seed is probably the most practical thing to do. I have a lot of other seeds to start, and I'm going to actually plant. These are 2 tomato plants here, and a squash plant, a little miniature butternut squash. I think it's called 898. So I'm going to do those too. But there we go. So these little guys will join the 4 others, and I've been taking pictures as they get bigger and bigger, and we'll kind of revisit next time when they'll be ready to go into big pots, because I think they can stay in these until we go to the big pots, but we'll see. Still learning, right? And I'm sure the drug trade, the cartel people, they had many decades to get this perfected. And I'm just figuring it out right now on my own. So what do you think? If you have any questions, remember to like, make comments, ring that bell, subscribe. Really, really enjoying this process with you. So if you do have comments, or if you want suggestions, or want to correct me, because I am new to this and I haven't Googled too many other people's sites, and some people have like high production value, beautiful shots. Anyways, I'm enjoying this, but I could always learn more. I think I could learn more. And it's just a small production, but you know, we like to do a good job. Anyways, time to clean up, and I'll get back to you again, probably in a couple weeks, and we'll see how far these guys have grown. And yeah, like my channel, Grandma Grows. Bye. Wasn't that silly?